So, guess who's coming to Austin next month to throw a pool party?
Who?
William Banks.
That's like the cult leader guy, right?
I am willing to sacrifice everything I have ever loved for William Banks, who promises to bring about the attendance revolution when he returns with his 12 apostles.
Would you like to learn more about Carworld, Mr. Baldwin? It's a planet in an alternate dimension where I've lived. I had sex with Kara, and then Kara is the leader of Carworld.
Yeah, you should invite him to the studio. I wonder if he'd come.
So I heard back from William Banks. I invited him to the studio, and you want to know what he said?
Yeah.
He just said, I would debate you at my pool party.
So, as far as I know, William is like kind of cool with like all religious traditions. So does he just want to debate you because you're an atheist?
Are you really trying to eradicate all atheism from the world?
Yes.
But how do you plan to do that?
Conversations like this.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Maybe he didn't make everybody pay $10 to even come, but luckily our RSVP apparently comes with a hot dog.
I hope they're vegan hot dogs. I kind of doubt they are.
Let's go find the guy. Yo, William Banks.
Yeah.
Can I shake your hand?
No, it is.
I'm hoping that we can talk about some of our differences.
Welcome to my pool party. Fish keep are coming to the pool party. We're gonna have a lot of music, bands, and DJs, and we have hot dogs and burgers for everyone. And this is my wife Taylor, who I think that Hi Taylor, yeah, she'll be included in the conversation. I also have Dr. Joseph Laycock, who teaches at Texas State University about religion. And if there's any beef, trying to see if we can squat. Okay, I also have boxing gloves and a boxing headgear that if I interview with you, that you would be willing to fight with me as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'll do my best.
Okay. And can I ask a question? Are you a Satanist?
I am, yeah.
Are you a Satanist?
I'm not, no.
How do you feel about that?
I really don't like that.
Why?
Well, because why would you choose to surround yourself with something that has a negativity to it?
Well, to me, it doesn't have negativity to it. I think it's about how you look at it.
Why is he not evil to you if it's the devil?
Well, because the way I interpret it is that he brings knowledge and freedom to people.
But don't you understand about corruption and traps? About lures?
What do you mean by that?
Where you think that the devil represents freedom, but wouldn't that be something that is the lure that draws you in to do something that is ultimately hedonistic and leads towards a darkness and a corruption?
Couldn't you say the same thing about God? Are you sure that he's not a lure?
No, because God represents, when people think about God, it's often creation and purity and life.
But that could be luring you into something bad, right?
Have you heard of a sect of Christianity that maybe used to exist more widely called Gnosticism?
Yes.
So in the system of Gnosticism, there's this thing called the demiurge. And the idea was that the god that was traditionally worshipped by the Jews, he created a broken creation, creating suffering. And so they saw God as both the creator and as evil. And instead, they saw Jesus as representing something else, as an angel of light. That's something that I think is found not perfectly, but somewhat in, modern Satanism. Wouldn't you say, thinking of God as something that represents corruption to a certain degree, the corruption of creation, and something else represents the light and the goodness that I know that you promote?
Well, why do you want to come to my pool party? I like the way that you are cool with Muslims and Jews and Hindus, and I also personally like the fact that you stole the Israel signs.
The investigation was prompted by a complaint regarding the theft of Israel flag yard signs in the Colony Road neighborhood. During the investigation, the officer in charge witnessed William Banks, who was driving a white vehicle, stealing another yard sign and fleeing the area while speaking with the complainant.
I know that you kind of regret that choice. Like the Israel's, I would say that Satanism and Israel is closely related, or an atheism. I think Israel's atheist. So, you're a Zionist? No, I'm definitely anti. You're aligning yourself with Zionist beliefs. Am I? I believe so, and as well for you.
Why do you think that?
Well, because Israel is atheist. Is that what Netanyahu says? No, but that's what he means behind what he's saying, is that Israel is atheist. So for you to be atheist means that you're aligning yourself with... I would say so. Well, it seems like I won the first step of this interview, and I will talk to you later. But I do not stand with Israel like you do. Damn.
A brief interruption with some good news, kind of. A group of Texas families, along with the ACLU, have filed a lawsuit in federal court to block a new Texas law. Texas SB 10 requires all public school classrooms to conspicuously display the 10 Commandments, and the families in this case are fighting this violation of the separation of church and state. Over 20 sources have already reported on this story. Sources on the left and center state that families and civil liberties organizations seek to block this law. Meanwhile, sources on the right claim that schools are pushing LGBT propaganda while calling the 10 Commandments unconstitutional. I compared this coverage where else but on Ground News, an independent app and website I actually use every day, for real, and have gladly partnered with for years now. Check them out at ground.news/skeptic. It's a great tool that helps me and you stay informed in this age of misinformation. I don't think many people on the right are going to see this story because it's being so underreported, but fortunately, this story made it into Ground News Blind Spot feed, a feature that shows you important stories that one side of the political spectrum or another is ignoring. Right-leaning users of Ground News have a much better chance of seeing important stories like this with this feature right there in their app and in their email inbox. So, get Ground News for the right-leaning person in your life, or the left-leaning atheist, or whatever William is. Go to ground.news/skeptic or scan the QR code on your screen for 40% off. There you can get the same Vantage plan I use every day for just $5 a month. By signing up, you support my sponsor, which in turn supports my channel, so thank you.
What happened? I see why not. There's a debate. It's atheism versus William Banks today. Was that supposed to happen here? It's supposed to happen. It was meant to be. Are you really boxing? You said you were boxing.
Dude, we're gonna smack down one way or another.
So, unfortunately, there has been some atheists and Satanists who have come to the pool party. Because they want to, and I got my face paint. I don't normally have tattoos on my face. Just so you know, but there is a face painter over there who will give you face paintings, and she gave me some amazing face paint tattoos to represent some different perspectives on God. And so in just a moment here, in about 2 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm going to be having a verbal conversation and debate with some of these atheists and Satanists, and then I'm going to box them, and then you're going to hear more music. So we're just about to get started with the debate. But I'd ask if anybody, and then more music, but if anybody believes in God, please come stand next to me, and may we stand together against this conversation.
Let's party!
Let's party, everybody. Believing in God is part of partying. It's not separate. It doesn't condemn partying. Part of partying is when you're honest and vulnerable with each other. How can we possibly have fun and connect if we don't all agree that God is real and God is love? Does any single one more person who believes in God?
Yeah, we need a God believer right there.
Please? Who here is for Slurp the World? Well, Square World is coming right up after we have an honest conversation about spirituality and faith in God. So before we start, let me just clarify that I do not like the idea of amplifying the voices of atheists or Satanists. However, for the sake of this conversation and for the sake of the people listening to us, I will be passing the microphone to atheists and Satanists. However, under normal circumstances, I do not condone amplifying their voices.
A little preamble to Joe right here. This is my friend Dr. Joseph Laycock. He teaches at Texas State about religion. He's written a bunch of books, including one called, what was it, The Penguin Book of Cults?
It's coming out in October.
Yeah, coming out in October. Joe is also not an atheist or Satanist, but he's very familiar with Satanists especially, and I'll let Joe take it from there.
I study new religious movements, groups that have been branded either deserving it or undeserving it as cults. And I'm looking forward to learning a lot today. I think this is going to be a very data-rich environment for people who study religion.
Taylor and I both know a lot about what William does. We've been following since the Make-Believe Project. You found William during the very beginning of the Make-Believe Project. We actually personally know some of the people who were on video with you at the American Atheist Convention in 2024.
Do you believe in God?
I don't believe in God. I grew up Catholic, so I sort of have deconverted and don't believe there's a God.
The final thing that I'll say before I ask my first question is, we are religious pluralists. We actually don't want people to be atheists. We don't really care whether people believe in God or not. We think that there's a space for everybody in the public sphere. And I think that we can squash this beef by the end of the day. What do you guys think? Squash the beef?
Let's party!
Okay, William, can you tell Joe about Car World? I think he might be especially interested in some of the rituals that your communities do.
Well, hello, and my name is William Banks. This is my pool party. Thank you for coming to my pool party because I want to make it open to even people who are different than me so that we can all have a conversation and so that I can help you. But Car World was initially just an organization that meant a lot to me and was a real piece of my heart. But after the council collapsed and after Caroline broke up with me, I have not focused on that organization to the same degree. However, I have invited everybody from Car World Nation Dallas to come to our previous pool party yesterday, and nobody came, and then I invited everybody from Car World Nation Austin to this pool party, and to my knowledge, nobody has come from that branch. But I am willing to take this conversation and debate with you under the agreement that afterwards we can box and have an honest fight with each other where the rules are that you can wear the headgear and I get one glove. I'll take the left glove even though I'm right dominant, and you can take the right glove and we'll fight over there by the edge of the pool. And I believe in God, and I like to center God at what I do because I think that love and faith is one of the most important things, and it's a humility where we accept and understand that we are not the creators of life. Life is a gift, and that's something we should cherish. However, the path towards God is looking inward. We must be one with ourselves and understand ourselves so that we have any hopes of understanding God in which created us. I do not support a nihilistic viewpoint. I do not support a viewpoint that is believing that there is nothing, because that is believing that your brain can create the proof and evidence that there is nothing unless I see evidence. I don't believe in God. It is, I think, an incorrect view of the world. However, I think that atheism is only a phase that we all have experienced where doubt prevails over faith, and that is human and that is normal. I had a moment of not believing in God in my late teens, early 20s when I had a conversation with one of my friends in high school who didn't believe in God. But later, at that time, he was an atheist, and now he's not an atheist either. He's come around to believing in God as well, which I think is the natural path of someone who is thoughtful and introspective and mature. So not as a personal condemnation to you all, but I think that you've got a bit of arrested development where you've stayed in that questioning sort of teenage, no dad, no mom, I'm not like that.
you're stuck in the rebellious phase, whereas I think there's one beyond where you're currently at. And no, actually, the end of my significant relationship with Caroline actually has led to a greater understanding of faith and a greater understanding of letting go and being with one, because I had to let go of the thing that I loved the most, which was the most challenging, hardest thing I've done. But I've realized that all of the struggle that I faced is a trial so that I can learn a lesson and become a better version of myself. However, I think that if you are an atheist, you lack the self-awareness that the trials you face come from a power greater than yourself. So I think that you struggle to learn lessons from your challenges.
In the content that I've seen from you, you are a Christian, but you also are a fan of a lot of the major world religions. And I'm wondering, if you're embracing those religions, why not Satanism?
Well, Satanism is not a religion. It's an ironic, detached clause of atheism. People who genuinely are Satanists and believe in evilness are no better than Nazis or pedophiles. People who are ironically an atheist are stuck like a 17-year-old who doesn't know how to think for himself.
Well, that's why I think that you might have a misconception about Satanism. I think for some people, maybe it's an ironic type of atheism, but for me, it actually does have personal significance, and it's a ritual practice that I have in my life. So what do you think about that?
Well, I would say a Nazi says that being a Nazi has a personal significance to his life. I would say that being a pedophile is a personal significance to their life. So I understand how an atheist also thinks that atheism is personal to their lives.
Weren't a lot of those in Nazi Germany Christians?
Yeah, but so religion and spirituality are two very different things. Religion is spirituality that has been used as a tool by man to control, to corrupt. Humanity is not perfect. And every single religion that's represented on my face right now has flaws. They're extreme flaws that are presented by often the men who are in power of these religions. And that is, I think, why a lot of people who maybe are educated in other rights turn to atheism, because they see the flaws of religion. However, what I would like to do with my life is help more people know that faith in God and love and accepting that there is God first, higher than me, is separate than the man-controlled religions that you see these flaws in.
Joe, you study Satanism. You've actually written a couple of books about Satanism. You know their communities relatively well, even not being a Satanist yourself. Do you have anything to add here? Is there more nuance to Satanism than we might be looking at right now?
Well, I'm always interested in the claim about whether or not something is
Did you hear that?
religion.
I called them a pedophile.
Religion is very bad and spirituality is very good. So I guess if Satanism isn't a religion, then we're also claiming it's not spirituality, which makes me wonder, what is spirituality? Is spirituality simply believing in God? Or do other things qualify?
So y'all had no idea this was going to be on now?
This is so funny. I've only seen his Instagram reels once, and he did not act.
Another one for sure.
Oh, hell
They're
yeah.
talking about freaking religion at Pearl Street Co-op.
I really liked though when he was in the hospital.
I cannot.
And acted like he was
With
getting
his
attacked by a
green
wolf.
ass
Like that was funny. I did not expect him to talk about.
Don't worry about your
We're getting attacked by a philosophical wolf right now. So.
Yeah, the wolf that is theology.
Are y'all familiar with his religion at all?
No, he has his own religion.
Whoa. You're gonna get indoctrinated today.
What?
Convert atheists.
Oh.
Trying his best.
Apparently, this dude is a big YouTuber. Well, it's not working. Let me fucking tell you, I am pissed off. I came here to see Slurp the World, and I gotta hear this bullshit.
William, I think the reason why I am a fan of yours is that you are very deliberately promoting this idea of aligning based on shared values and shared goals. You're cool with Hinduism, and when you were in jail, you converted to Islam. Now, in Islam, polytheism is often considered to be a grave sin, and yet you're okay with calling yourself a Muslim, at least at times, while saying you like Hinduism, which has a lot of variety, but typically polytheistic. So what I'm getting at here is that you are okay with working with people regardless of their supernaturalistic beliefs. You care about their hearts, you care about their goals. Now let me tell you something about atheists in the United States.
Let's potty!
Atheists in the United States are the most politically active religious identity group in the country. They're also the most commonly progressive. They're the most likely demographic to support trans people, including trans healthcare for minors. They're the most likely to support women's reproductive rights. Prison abolition. Atheists typically support some of the things that you care about the most. Why not be friends with us, William?
Well, guess what? I believe in God, and I support trans rights. I believe in God, and I support equality for all. I believe in God, and I support fighting you in a boxing match.
All right, I want to use this time. We agreed to a duel. And in a duel, one can select a champion. I'm going to select my friend Benjamin Clodfelter, who is a board member of the atheist community of Austin and a military veteran. Let's give it up for Ben. He's my champion representing atheism today.
No, don't cheer for the atheists don't get to decide the terms of the fight.
Oh, you don't want to select the champion too, maybe?
No, I want to fight him because he came to the pool party to fight with me.
Fight Ben! Fight Ben!
No,
Fight Ben!
fight the atheists who talk to me. Fight the atheists who talk to me. Fight the atheists who talk to me.
Fight this guy right here.
I gotta fight you.
Fight this guy, not this guy. Get him.
I thought Christianity was about love. Are you not willing to perhaps...
That's manipulation.
No.
That's manipulation right
We
there.
agreed to the terms before the fight. We agreed to the terms. Classic atheist work to try to trick you.
Hot dogs are ready. Hot dogs are ready if you want a hot dog.
Hot dogs are ready. We gotta do this.
Okay, I will do it, but I'll say one thing, all right? I came to this pool party to try to squash the beef with William, which is one of the very first things I said. Got it on camera. William is the one that wants to do the fight. I'll fight him because I'm a guest at his pool party and that's what he wants, but I'm here to support peace, love, and pluralism. William, I think you can be too, whether the outcome of the fight is in your favor or not.
You got William, or do you got the random ass atheist people?
Random ass atheist people.
Atheists always win. Next to a boxing match? Absolutely not. Am I here for it? Oh, Billy Banks all the way, baby.
You want to put some money down?
I'll put $5 on Billy.
Let's get this fight going, y'all. Who wants to see a fight?
What a glove!
Let's make some noise for William Banks, the winner of the fight.
I won! I beat the atheist! I beat the atheist!
The atheists have been defeated.
Are you impressed?
Let's start the next band.
I'm impressed with how sideways my day went today. I don't even know if this will make a good story for my students in the fall. Let's see.
I'm pretty sure they cheated.
Okay, William, come in. William, let's convene and squash and get beef on another day. What do you say? That you want to do what on another day? I want to squash the beef. All right. Maybe, yeah. I mean, as long as you're open to believing in God. I am open to believing in God. Then I will talk to you as long as you're open. Hell yeah. I can like anybody and respect anybody as long as they're open to believing in God. But if they're closed off, then there's kind of nothing I can do but be combative. And at the beginning you were closed off, but until I beat you in a boxing match, I feel like that's more when you became open. Hey, well here's the squashing the beef another day. Okay. Well, as long as you're open to believing in God, let's party. We're partying, yes.